episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
And I'm Mike Delisio.
Hey, welcome to Crowdsurfing, where we talk about Kickstarter projects that are ending in the next, 2 weeks, actually.
And GameFound.
And GameFound. You're right,
We got a
actually
few
is.
this week.
Yeah.
Three GameFound projects. So
Fire.
GameFound is opening up to the public, because right now it's curated.
Right.
They're opening up to the public in March, I believe. So we'll have to see if our project numbers go up
Right.
or if they stay the same and there's fewer in Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Make the call. Too late.
Okay.
You're wrong.
This
All
is
right.
going to be this is a big week for us, Tom. This is 2 weeks worth.
Yeah, because next week is
lot of
Next
good
Bound
stuff.
West.
Good
Lot of
stuff.
really good
There
stuff.
are.
Yeah.
For our picks of the week, we were talking about this. We were commiserating without your knowledge, Tom. We were commiserating. I don't want to say behind your back. I'll leave that for Z to say. But we were
Behind
talking.
your back.
Hang on.
There
Behind
you go.
your back.
Got it.
And this is going to be tough for picks of the week because
Yes.
I spent
right
a lot
now.
of time looking up what commiserating meant.
Correct.
But
Here's
then
the
I figured it
problem.
out.
Mike complains. He's like, it's all bad. I can't
No,
pick
no,
anything.
no, this is
Oh,
great.
it's all good. I don't know what to pick.
I'm already
Make up your mind.
I'm backing
Yeah.
2 things already, so I've already put my money where the mouth is. I'm considering at least 1 more. So it's hard, right?
Right. And this week is very, I think, not polarized, but kind of the extremes. There's some really, really good ones. Like you said, I've
Yeah.
got 2, maybe 3 I'm looking at backing. But then there's some others that I was like, wow, that's some of the worst
Oh, there's
we've
trash.
seen. There's
Make no
absolute
mistake.
trash.
There's
It
plenty
really
of
is
trash.
the
To be-
highest and the lowest this week.
To be clear, there's so much trash I don't put in this.
Yeah, I'm
if I
sure.
put in every game.
Sure. Cool.
All right.
There we go.
Well, let's get started. So Restoration Games did their
Renegade.
no.
Oh, I see
I'm
what you're
saying the right thing.
Got
Restoration
it.
Games did Thunder Road.
Yes.
So this
Vendetta.
is one of those times in life where there's just a coincidence. And Wreckland Run,
Yes.
which has, I really like the art in this one, but this
Me
is a
too.
solo
Awesome.
game.
Really good.
It's part of a series that Renegade has been doing. It's the 3rd in the series, I think. Proving Grounds, all by
Proving
Scott
Ground.
Alms, who does the Tiny Epic games also.
Yeah.
So,
And then the
Proving Ground, then Warp's Edge, which is the one I've played. You've played
I played
Ground.
Proving Grounds.
I don't think maybe I played a prototype of that, but I didn't play the finished.
You played Warp's Edge.
I played
or
Warp's Edge,
whatever it is,
and I
yeah.
liked that. And we both liked the theme of this.
Oh yeah, very much, and the look. I think that the comic book AD 2000 kind of look of this.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that Judge Dredd sort of vibe. Love the theme. I love the look. This seems like a solitaire game that's right up my alley.
Yeah,
Right.
it has a little bit of a campaign too.
Yeah,
you can put
I
in
could
there.
I could
Yeah.
get into that.
Yeah.
I was worried at first, and I asked you because Proving Grounds had a real-time element,
Yeah.
which I very much disliked. I really disliked that game quite a bit.
Yeah.
But as far as I can tell, this one does not do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Warp's
didn't see
Edge didn't
anything like
either.
that.
It was a bag
No.
builder, that one. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm into it. This looks great. I'm considering backing this one actually. So
Yeah.
I'm not as interested as y'all, but that's just because of the solo aspect.
But you like
of
the
it.
look of it and
I
such.
really do.
Yeah.
It does seem like a lot of components for a solo game.
Well, and a price to match. I think it's like $50 for the base pledge.
yeah, that's
40,
40,
sorry.
40's not bad.
No, it's not
40's
bad.
a lot of dollars.
Wow, look, there's exactly
For
1,000
solo,
backers.
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
You don't see that very often.
That's 40 grand. Last time I checked. 40 grand. Wait, carry.
I'm stealing Z's
Carry
joke.
the one. 40 grand. 40 grand.
All right.
Started doing it at the same time I was doing it. Too.
You do it every time someone
I
does
do.
that.
I'm nothing if not predictable.
All right. Treasures of the Pirate Necromancer Dice Collection.
Are these the clinky dice or no? Is
Yeah,
that
these
later?
are.
They're going to be
are the-
clinking together bags of cash. It's $78,000 for this.
Here's
I
the
didn't look at the
thing.
price.
Those right there, the ones above the gold is horrible.
Yeah.
Those are good looking.
They're all right.
And those were the last good looking ones I saw on the entire
Right.
page.
Yeah.
Some of the later ones, like there's a bunch of skulls or something.
Yeah.
They get harder to read
Oof.
the further
Also,
you go.
yeah,
They really
right.
did.
I think this is what they're selling more than anything else are those little sword holders. To
Right.
me, it seems like that's what they're really trying to push.
Can you imagine going through security at the airport? Sir, this is not a weapon. This is dice. The
Also-
most nerdy thing ever. You're like,
And they're gonna be clinking as
Also,
you take
when
it out.
you,
Like, ching, ching,
when
ching,
you
ching, ching.
unsheath the sword, I don't know about how all of you unsheath swords, but when I unsheath the sword, I do it with panache, right? I'm not going to just
Didn't see
slowly
that
and carefully unsheath a sword. I'm doing one of these, and if you're doing that, the dice are flying everywhere.
Right.
It's a complete catastrophe. There's a
Took us
flaw in the
5
product
minutes
model.
to get the complete catastrophe.
With
Here's
one
the
of
thing, though. Have you ever seen these dice, though, that are hollow like this? I really like them.
Do
I
you?
do.
Don't they feel too light?
No, because they're metal. So it's a nice
Yeah,
combo. They feel like
okay.
a light end, but they have some heft to them.
When you step on them, will they smush? Will they flatten?
Okay, I'm a big fan of using the step thing, but the fact is, stop putting dice in the floor.
I'm just saying, if you keep putting them in bars of soap, I'm going to be stepping on them.
These are not.
Could you imagine these in bars of soap? The soap in them will you'll
You never
to
get it
run
out.
hot water on them to
Also,
get
when
the,
you're scrubbing yourself, suddenly you're like, ah!
I got the dragon's eye.
All right, moving on. Spectrum, the card game for daring discussions. Daring discussions is, I don't even know what that means.
It means that they're going to be slightly provocative prompts.
Right, that's what it is.
Yeah,
and then everybody talks about it. You come in, either you agree or disagree, or
It's
somewhere
that
in
whole,
between.
it's that spectrum of strongly agree, strongly disagree. Like we've answered these polls a million times, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be facilitating a discussion,
Right,
but
yeah.
I can see next to no situation where this discussion is not going to become heated.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
it
True.
is going to become an argument.
And they are
right?
topics.
Oh,
Like-
so it's like eating meat is unethical.
Right, strongly
Right.
agree, strongly disagree, somewhat, yeah.
And nobody walks away from that conversation shaking hands.
No, and especially since they're calling it an icebreaker game, right?
Right,
They
right,
specifically
yeah.
are.
It's like a get to know
Because
you.
it sounds better
like-
than face breaker.
Right, yeah, knuckle breaker. Because if you know the group, right, then it's going to be a
Yeah.
little bit different, you know.
Yeah.
Then it's a whole, I thought I knew you, but I don't really know you.
Right.
But they're also saying, hey, this is great for people that don't know each other.
I strongly disagree with that
I don't
one.
know about
Like,
that.
I could see this being an interesting conversation piece. It's
Sure.
not much of a game, and I don't even think they're selling it as a game.
No,
really,
I think
but
it's more, right.
It's a
social,
conversation piece, right?
interactive.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
I could see myself putting this out and burning 20 minutes talking about something if the conversation is halted, but
Would you curate the questions?
I'm
I
playing this
might
with the in-laws.
redraw if I really don't want to talk about that topic.
Okay.
Right,
I
I think that's
suppose.
part of the problem with this, though, is
Yeah.
if it's supposed to be breaking the ice, and it's like, nope, nope.
What did you say?
I'm playing this
You
with the
know.
in-laws, and then they won't invite us over for a couple months. Win-win.
You
Okay.
always have a dastardly plan.
I do.
And this is based on some sort of YouTube series
I
also,
think so,
is what
yeah.
they said.
Yeah, it's doing
Oh, really?
I
quite well.
haven't,
Okay.
I haven't seen that, but I guess they have panels and they
Right.
have discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rolling Heights, the sequel to In the Heights, from AEG. I saw this game
Gen Con, right?
at Gen Con.
Yeah.
I went by the room and looked at it. I was interested. Like, I wasn't blown away by it. The board looked, if I remember correctly, the board was a little busy looking.
This is
Where's
little
the picture of the
aren't they little
board?
square cards that make up the board, or no?
No. You might be thinking of something later, Mike.
I might be, but yeah.
This is the one where you build
you build the little
the towers, right,
Yeah.
out of the different...
Yeah, there's cubes.
And you're
Right.
rolling meeples, I think.
like Quetzal. That was
Yeah.
the other game recently where you roll
Where's
meeples.
a picture of the whole game? They're not showing it.
No,
It's probably
it's
in the video.
You get nothing.
Yeah, so here, make everyone sick for that.
Oh,
But
Mute it quick.
No, I was right. They are little square cards.
okay,
Nah,
but it's
I
still
refuse.
a board. They're on a board, Mike.
Yeah, no, I know.
Anyway, so I thought it
I was
looked
right.
I thought it looked busy when I was there, but I was also interested. I like city building games with
Yeah,
towers.
yeah.
You do. You like grids.
And I like John D. Clare, mostly.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
do declare that you like him. I could care less about this, or couldn't. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I couldn't care
could
less.
not care less.
It's I'm ambivalent.
I could not care
If it
less.
were in front of me and someone was
doesn't work.
teaching it, I would play it. I would not seek it out.
I'm just saying Space Base is amazing, so I think we got to give the guy some credit.
Look, I
No,
mean,
no, I'm saying the game might be good. I'm not interested.
Got it.
yeah, this
I'm not
already-
a city building person, though. You know that.
Yeah, it's all the stuff you say you don't like.
What about this game? Very pretty artwork.
Yeah, I've liked some Mo Ideas, the developer, the publisher. I've liked some of their stuff. They're sometimes more kind of
design is
thinky
beautiful.
than they even appear. That's
true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think
what I
this is
got
kind
from
of
this.
interesting.
What did you get from this?
That was that, like, maybe it looks pretty simple out there, but that there's more strategy behind it.
Yeah.
You have to put them in little cards.
I gotta admit, I kind of like that.
You're such a
I
sucker
am.
for that kind of stuff.
And these look like laser
cut.
cut little wooden
I did
stuff.
like-
Don't like those
think
as
that'll
much
be-
as regular
you
meatballs.
think that'll be fine, although, or you think they're just showing that because it's what
I
they've got?
absolutely think that's what they're going to do.
I don't like that.
My
I'm not a
concern
fan.
is that I'm afraid it might be fiddly. I'm not sure they'll stand up well. You know what I mean? That's
'Cause
why
it's gonna
in
be
a
lighter,
truck they'll be okay,
I
but
assume.
you're also putting them on. It looks like you're
Right
putting
there.
them on tiles that you're then picking up those tiles with things on them and moving them onto
Ooh,
your.
Switching
those
it
are
out.
skinny tiles. They're gonna fall over.
That's what I'm a little
100%.
worried about.
And they're
Yeah.
gonna be really light.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm cautiously optimistic, but I'm not like backing it or anything at this
Right.
point.
I'm looking for the meatball upgrade. No, it's not there.
No, I think
Man,
that-
I like that art though. I really
Yeah.
like that
Really,
art.
I did not like
It's
the art.
it's
You don't?
consistent with their other
Too
games.
beautiful for you?
I
That's
do
the
like-
problem. Yeah, I
Not
don't like.
enough
I don't like
blood?
pretty things.
Not enough
yeah.
murder.
No, it's a little too anime for my.
Oh
my
really?
taste.
I don't get that vibe
Like
too
from
much,
their
but
faces,
I see what you're
on their
saying.
faces, the people specifically.
Yeah.
The
get-
deluxe art is pretty pricey for a game
Well,
this size, though.
Okay, this
coming-
one too. It's coming with all wood tiles. There's over
Right.
100 tiles, and they're all going to be wooden.
Right, and they're also coming from Taiwan too. I mean,
Sure.
that could play into it as well.
If all
Yeah,
those-
that's-
And
that-
a wooden
if all-
insert.
And-
That's because you're not
all
talking
those
about the
tiles
$30
Right.
shipping.
If all
Yeah.
these tiles are laser cut, though,
Yeah.
no, I am not a fan.
You don't like black suit over your fingers?
I need a Sir Wipes a lot in my box. Remember that?
I do remember that very
I remember
much.
from the VP. Yeah.
So despite my wishes that Funfair would get expansions,
Right.
Unfair is going to get the expansions, which makes sense. I think Unfair has sold better than Funfair.
Sure.
Unfair is a game about building an amusement park and messing other people's up, and then there's different modules you mix together. I think you play with 3 in a game. I don't remember. You play with a certain number, mix them together. So these are 4 more.
I've only played Funfair. I thought it was fine, but
Fine fair.
yeah, this I don't know that I would like the
You've
destroy
played-
stuff.
Cthulhu.
You've
I love
played
that.
it. There's just a little bit more take that. That's
Yeah.
the main difference.
I have heard decent things, out there on the internets about the solo that this is adding.
He's so
for
hip.
You're so old.
for solo gamers, I've heard good things about the solo variant for this. I don't know anything specifically, but
Also, what kind of park are some of these people going to? If you have to wear a hazmat suit to a park, maybe not go.
I feel like wearing a hazmat suit going into Chuck E. Cheese, but yeah, maybe not a
Again,
theme park. Yeah.
maybe not go.
This is all you, Tom.
Yeah, I'm
So
not
what do
Yeah,
you
I
think?
have zero interest in this. This is.
I'm assuming you're interested in
All in.
more for that game, but you
All
didn't
in.
really like Unfair as much as
I
Funfair.
didn't like Unfair that much because of that, but I'm wondering if I could hack the game a bit.
Learn to love it?
No, but take out the take that stuff.
So you're basically playing Funfair at that point.
I
yeah.
know. Well,
no,
I know.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm saying yeah. But there's more content
Man,
for this.
their stuff looks so good though. They have
It
good
really
art,
looks
It
good.
does.
good graphic
Yeah.
design.
Yeah.
Good games is on the ball with that,
Yeah.
and they. A new mastermind. That's like confusing. Then it's like
Codename Jane. Definitely not G.I. Jane.
Yeah.
all right. Astro Knights. I'm expecting Chris to kick the
Come
door
bursting through the
come
door.
down here because
Yeah.
he
Why?
loves Aeon's End.
He
and
loves
this is
Aeon's
in
End.
that
It's based off
same
of it, yeah.
universe, or it's inspired by it,
think it
or
said
something like
inspired
that.
by it. I think that's the word
It's
they
like the
used.
core system
Right.
where it's deck building where you don't shuffle your deck and you're facing off cooperatively against these big bosses.
Yeah.
It's just in a different,
Yeah, so you're kind of not programming your deck, but kind of
Right.
stacking it in a certain order to make combos.
I have to say, I am not a huge. I know that sounds like a positive. I like shuffling my deck. Not that I like to keep shuffling over and
Right,
over again.
right.
But if you stack your deck, all that does is add time to a game. Which card do I put on the bottom? I'm like making these cool combos. It takes a while.
I bounced off Aeon's End pretty hard. I don't know why. I had so many people tell me you should love it, you should love it, you should love it, and I didn't. I didn't love it.
Aeon's End's fantasy, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I really don't like the look of this.
I
This
don't
looks like
either.
Voltron.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
I'm sci-fi over fantasy 10 times out of 10. But I would rather play Aeon's End, which I also haven't played, I should say.
Yeah.
I'd rather play that than this. I really don't like the look of this.
I don't either.
It looks like a bad Saturday morning cartoon to me.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
You know?
I was trying to figure out what I didn't like about
I
it.
don't think
That's a
I
good
like
way to
how
put
it looks. I think it looks fine.
Even that bloody one. There's a lot of blood.
Lot of
I'm
blood.
liking that. I still don't like the.
What's wrong with you two?
I want more gore in my games. Astro gore.
Yeah, no, the look of this doesn't work for me at all.
I really don't like the look. No, because it looks like it dips a toe into that neon Radlands kind of look. That doesn't quite go all in with the style.
This looks way better than Aeon Zen,
This
which
looks
I think looks like the most generic of games.
This looks like the new Sentinels.
Oh.
Is what it looks like to me.
The new Sentinels has this look?
Yes.
They changed the artwork?
Yes, they did. We've got the definitive version. Yeah, I still don't like it, but yeah.
I haven't tried Sentinels of the Multiverse in a long time, but
right.
Yeah.
Seas of Havoc, which for some reason I thought was a game that already exists, but I think they're just mixing up the words now.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
Winds of Havoc will be next.
Yeah.
This game's doing pretty well, though. It's a deck builder placement game, and this is from Rock Manor Games. Their last game, I believe, was Lawyer Up.
I think that's right.
Little
They've
card
got
game.
Lawyer Up. They've got the Quick and Undead or whatever. They've got that apocalyptic tile. You traverse through tiles.
Yeah.
I forget what that one was called. Something apocalypse.
Does this attract anybody else, though?
I really
I
like
think it looks
this.
good. I think
I
that's really good.
really like this. I think Rock Manor has, it's the same guy, Mike Nade, I suppose is how you say his last name. If it's wrong, I apologize. He's the publisher and the designer for their games. The games always tend to be a little rough around the edges for them. There's a lot of interesting ideas.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of borrowing from other games.
Sure.
And they're not always finalized in the best way possible. But there's an undeniable charm to their games. And whoever works with them, Maximum Apocalypse.
Yeah, and then Set a Watch, too. That's right.
Whoever works with them as far as artwork goes, they get some fantastic artists to work on their games. This one, I think mechanically, looks pretty good.
I like the look of it a lot.
And the artwork is superb. I really like the look of this. That comic book artwork is on point. So I really like this one. I am debating backing this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I even like the I didn't think I was going to like the kind of the grid system where you kind of roll 2 dice to figure out where you start on the board. At least that's how it looks like, where you start on the board. And then you are playing kind of maneuver cards to show how you're moving so that you can get your broadside to fire cannons. But you have to get those cannonballs. I mean, it looks good. What I'm hoping for is that it's going to be like right in that 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I mean? Where it's not going to overstay its welcome. It's going to be this kind of pirate condensed down into a thing.
We'll see. Their games in the past have been a little overly long.
Yeah, so I hope that's not the case.
Yeah, I agree. But I like everything going on around it too, all the worker placement sort of stuff.
Yeah. Also, you can be a powder monkey.
What do you think?
I don't care for it. I think it was way too comic booky for me. I did not like the art. As far as the mechanisms, I felt.
Oh no, they're giving him gold.
The more I looked at it, the less I kind of understood. Like, yeah, it's worker placement, but then you're also moving around this grid board, so you're outmaneuvering people. It just kind of seemed like a mess to me. I had. The more I looked into it, the harder I bounced off of it.
I would like to see this be an upgraded version of Pirates Cove type game.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't look like that, though, does it?
Pirates.
It could be with the wheels and picking
Maybe.
where you go and things.
The Days of Wonder game.
I could see that, maybe. Tom, because you are moving around sort of by playing cards. It has a deck building aspect.
Right.
I think.
I believe it does, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks good to me.
Yeah.
I'm
All
into
right.
it.
Evolution New World. Now, this is a weird one
Very weird, yeah.
because you may have seen Evolution. So this is the company that originally produced Evolution. I believe they're called Right Games. Make sure I got that right. Crowd Games. But I think Right Games was the original publisher. I think that's still, it doesn't matter. It was a Russian company that made Evolution.
You're right.
They made a whole pile of games. Most of them were pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Evolution was easily the best of the bunch. Then North Star took it and changed it immensely. Like,
Right.
I would not have been able to tell the games, I mean, a little bit, but they
Right.
really changed it.
And the look.
And the
very
look.
much.
I'm
Significantly.
assuming by the launch of this Kickstarter that North Star no longer has the rights.
I thought I remember doing a news story where we talked about them losing the rights for Evolution and one other.
Well, Quacks of Quedlinburg, I knew they lost
That
the
was
rights
one,
for that.
yeah, and
Okay.
Evolution. So I think that happened, yeah.
Well, they pumped not a small amount of money in Evolution, North Star
yeah.
did. Evolution was everywhere. Anyhow, I don't know that I want to go back and play the older version. I mean, they sure made it look prettier.
Right.
Yeah. I never loved Evolution. I never played Oceans, but I was not a huge fan of the Evolution games I played. I played like the beginning one, the Target version that they put out, and the regular version. It just didn't. it didn't do a lot for me.
I liked Evolution. I played a lot of, not a lot, but I played a decent amount of Evolution with a weather one. What was that called? Climate.
Climate, yeah.
That was the best one, I thought.
Do you think
had
they went
Evolution
back?
and Climate in the same box. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I cooled on the game a decent amount, though, and I eventually did get rid of them.
Yeah.
I gotta say, this looks gorgeous, though. It looks
like the
really
artwork?
good.
They've stepped up the art for sure.
Yeah, I'm not interested.
I think it
in
looks
this
better
one.
than the North Star version.
Really?
I do, but
Oh.
and I don't know if it's the same as
I
the
don't know if
North
they
Star
caught up.
version.
Maybe they caught up this up to the North Star sort of update. I
Maybe.
really don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
It does
But
look
I
similar
also
to it.
don't care.
There is that, yeah.
Thanks, everybody. All right, GameFound has Tindaya Deluxe Edition, as opposed to the many thousands of non-deluxe Tindayas out in the
Correct.
world.
Yeah, well, it's a
Right, yeah.
classic. Everybody knows
classic.
this has been out before.
Has it?
No, that's a joke.
You need to put a smiley face.
So
on
this
that.
has the whole thing that raises the many red flags of, hey, you can play cooperative. You can play
Right.
competitive.
Yep.
You can do this. You can do that. Well, I don't know.
I almost am out on that first line.
Right.
That solo, cooperative, and competitive.
Right.
Also, who picked that font for the
That's
titles?
rough.
Oof.
That's
Key
rough.
features. Yo.
That's really rough.
But-
That's rough.
All I'm assuming is one of those. Well, solo and cooperative, fine.
Sure.
And solo and competitive, fine. Solo's fine.
Right.
But if it's cooperative, competitive, one of the versions sucks.
Right.
Straight up.
More than likely,
And you don't know
yes.
until you get it and have played them all.
Right.
And then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game looks all right. I mean, these things seem really superfluous. In fact, you can get the one without those things. They're
Without the
just
god.
Right.
the
Yes,
plastic
yeah.
chunky things. Yeah.
You don't need that.
Yeah, but look at them wave in and out. Watch it. Watch it.
It's pretty amazing.
Ooh.
You're right, though. They definitely look like Kickstarter add-ons.
Yes, just upgrades for the
Sure.
sake of upgrades because we can sell them.
Yeah.
Also, were those cards bent in that box? I need to go back and look.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's
Tom.
see. Tiles
think
going.
so.
on.
I don't love the way those cards look as they're putting
They
them
do
in
look
there.
a little bent.
Right.
You're right. That is true. Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time reading this game. It seems like you're having to appease the gods by getting resources that you're finding throughout this archipelago.
But you're balancing that.
Right.
Because you know what? Take the resources because
Yeah.
you're taking what they offer and making your sacrifices, but not too much because then you're over
Right.
using the land.
And depending which gods you anger, different things are going to happen. One might
Right.
make volcanoes come out. One might bring tsunamis, which removes tiles from the board.
This is
so-
cool that they're
Right.
donating some money to this
Yeah, no, that's great.
island
Right.
that had
I mean,
a volcano
that's,
erupt.
that's obviously great. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of this one, quite honestly.
This is definitely one of those I have to just see in person, play. I can't read it like you're saying. It's hard to get a feel.
Yeah.
What else has this company done?
Tindaya regular edition.
Yeah.
Red
Nope.
Mojo.
Red Mojo.
Does anyone know what that means?
Yeah.
That sounds somewhat familiar, doesn't it?
Maybe there's just another Mojo.
Maybe. There's a
company.
clever Mojo. I know that.
Never heard of him.
Sure.
Let's see. They were founded in 2019.
Nope, that's all they got.
Is their only game.
Okay.
So again, that's kind of,
Yeah.
it's a new company, so we'll see.
All right.
Oh, boy.
All right, here we go.
I love that.
Now listen, I actually like the idea of, it's the duel of ages thing, right? Genghis Khan with a baseball bat and a skateboard. I like that idea, but this looks like a cover that I would have then described, but then expected them to do something very different.
Yeah, the eagle with the
That is a
Finished with
banana,
the
right?
pistol
That
and
is
a
a
banana. Yeah.
that
It
that
is a
she's
banana.
swinging and he's blocking with no bruising on the banana.
Not at all.
Do you not know how banana weapons work?
This game, I can't. Now, I think that they're trying to levy how incomprehensible this game is by saying that it's supposed to have humor, but I literally can't tell what's going on.
I feel like
in
that's
this
like a
game.
Band-Aid. Like, oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, it's funny.
It's supposed
you
to
know?
be wacky. You're supposed to
Right.
not have any idea what this game is
Well,
about.
I don't,
It's just called
I don't know.
Sucker.
I don't know if you caught it, but their original Kickstarter was in what, October?
Yeah, I didn't
and
catch
And
that.
they canceled it, and now they're back. And the difference between the two, I mean, it went from being a satirical skirmish game
Mm-hmm.
to a lighthearted RPG-esque game.
Mm-hmm.
And But it doesn't look like anything mechanically changed. Like, I don't know. It's just a hot mess. So again, back to your point of it's like, oh wait, it's a hot mess. It's meant to be funny.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
You know, it just seemed.
Yeah, it's just block things with your butt. What was the one? What was it? Ham or something like that? They called a lion a ham.
No, that is a pig. Look
Dangerous
at the body.
ham. Oh, it's a ham. It's a pig body with a lion unicorn horn. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
All right, I don't want to get in trouble here, but I actually want to play this.
I
it
do
looks
not.
so stupid that I think I might get a kick out of it.
You like that though? You like silly, goofy, anachronistic, sort of just hodgepodge of stuff. You find humor and enjoyment in that. I really don't like that.
What was the line? Headbutting them with your brain?
Yeah, but it also just looks convoluted. Like there's all
that
kinds
is
of...
what I worry about. I don't mind it being silly. I don't want Munchkin.
Yeah.
I want a decent game. I want Duel of Ages style. But also, I don't know why they need to keep telling me it's silly.
Right.
Like this here.
Yeah.
You know, ridiculous, and it's crazy and wild. If you're wild and crazy, you don't need to tell me. You just are.
Right.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, this just doesn't do it for me. Maybe I'm not the target audience, but I don't think this looks good at all.
I like that cover better than the
much better
than the other one with the banana. Jessica with a K. She's going to have to tell everyone that her whole life. All right, moving on. Trekking through history. I thought I saw this recently. Someone playing it?
Yeah, there's pre-production copies.
There must have been a copy on a cruise, maybe?
I don't think so. I saw a playthrough online.
Yeah, it's been going out to previewers.
Is this the same game as the other trekking games?
No, there's
from the same people, but it's really a very
different games that play differently. You know, you got Trekking the National Parks, and then you've got Trekking the World,
which is similar. To be fair,
yeah, this looks to be different.
Trekking the National Parks and Trekking the World are similar games.
I agree. Yes,
this looks very different.
It does. Yeah.
But still within that same weight.
Great.
Still within
it looks
that
fantastic,
same spectrum.
and
I felt the weight of game and everything.
So
still
yeah.
Same spectrum, but a very different game.
Right.
I agree, Thomas. Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
This is one of the games I'm already backing. You know, I backed the other two. Not only do I think the games are nice, they're very welcoming, right? And I think you're a fan of them both too.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if have you played them?
I played the World.
Yeah.
Not National Parks.
Very welcoming, but I will also say I think that both of those campaigns were flawless. Like,
I agree.
They delivered well on time. The price is fair. All of it, I think, is great. Good communication.
Yes.
They actually polled the backers of the other games for this theme. You know, to say,
nice.
What are some themes you'd be interested in? This was the theme that won. Also, it's the one I voted for, so maybe I'm more predisposed.
Okay.
You know.
Well, all right, Mike.
So.
No, they are. They run Kickstarters and the company seemingly extremely well.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I said as much when they were running Trekking Through the World or Trekking the World.
Yeah.
That they were just running a fantastic Kickstarter.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm backing this one too.
All right. There you go.
Floating floors.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Goof Studio.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I think Stella, we should maybe mention Stella from Meeple University, part of the Dice Tower, has some association with this company. I don't really know exactly what.
Got it.
But I also believe Tarrant did the voiceover for the video.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I think
I like the cover. I like that cover a lot.
The cover's cool.
I look at the game and I'm like, it looks like a small abstract strategy game.
Looks like a small version of Rampage or Terra Meeple City.
Yeah. Because it's a stacking thing.
Right, on top of Meeples.
You're sort of putting out floors, putting out levels.
And then rotating those.
Yeah.
And,
But tactical abstract too. Yeah,
I don't like this kind of game though. I don't like Rampage that much.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of it toes the line with, like you were saying, kind of goofy, silly. I don't like it.
I think I was more interested in it when I saw it was like 20 to 40 minutes. And so if it is this little balancing, putting the meeples, the different shapes down, putting a card on top, trying to outmaneuver,
I
was like, I really think they know what they're going for there, and I'd be interested to play it at that.
Okay.
At that time length, at that price point.
Yeah, price is right.
Right. I think they knew what they were going for with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're clearly getting a lot of eyes in front of it.
So this one's kind of interesting. This seems. So this is Academy of the West Point board game, and it looks like, I remember reading about this from these...
Officially licensed.
Yeah, but this company was made to do this.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, it feels like the people who made this must know about modern games. This does not feel like one I would find at the museum.
Well, that's what they said. So the two creators, they met at West Point and played games at West Point. So they are grads from there, and then afterwards wanted to build a board game based off their experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. It might be interesting. I don't love the art in the game.
Really?
I think it feels pretty.
It has a little bit of a clip art vibe to it.
Yeah. It looks a little unfinished and kind of prototypey to me. But hey, you know.
I think it's just very niche.
Yeah,
I mean, and I think for me, it kind of I bounced off when it's like. It talks about all the inside jokes. Like, and if you're at West Point and it has all these inside jokes, do you know what this statue is, or do you know what this game is?
How many
that kind of
people go
stuff.
to West Point? It can't be that many.
Well, how many people have backed it? Let's see.
492 apparently. There you go.
But I feel like, it says like, but if you didn't go, it's okay because we give you a reference guide, so you'll get the inside jokes. And
gotcha.
we all know what happens when you have to explain your jokes. So
Roy.
I just, See, I think that was a little bit.
I didn't say that, Roy. He did.
Yeah, that's right there.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was good.
I like these little meeples, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want this to be good. Like
Sure.
a lot.
I want
because
every
this
game
is-
to be good. You know.
I think if I was in that niche, I would be very excited about this. But it's just it's not something that I.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? If this was a topic I was passionate about, absolutely, that'd be cool. And it's neat that it exists, but I feel the same way I do about war games when I look at this.
Yeah, but this looks like a game I could get you to play, though.
No, I agree with that. That's fine. I'm just not excited about it.
Got it.
Right.
I'm just saying, when I see a war game, and we'll look at one in a bit, I feel the same way. I'm like, this is neat. I'm glad it's out there. I'm glad anybody who wants it now has a game specifically about West Point.
Right.
Right.
I just don't care personally about that theme.
Sure.
So I'm not excited about it. Give me, Wreckland Run. I'll check that out.
What about dinosaurs?
I don't care about no
Next.
dinosaurs. Give me West Point.
Yeah, this is rolling right, yeah?
Well, this is okay. So I'm giving this one more leeway than normal because this looks like a one-person job.
Yeah.
All right, it's a mom of three, and I thought for a mom of three, this is not a bad entry into the game.
I mean it's
cool.
It looks fine.
Polyomino.
Yeah.
All right, I feel like this is the week of me disagreeing with you guys, but I actually really like this because it's a roll and write.
I just said that.
No,
No,
but
you
you were
didn't.
like,
You were like-
I'm
No.
grudgingly going
disclaimer,
along with it.
this isn't that bad.
Right.
No, because it's a roll and write for ages 6 and up, and I think that they're really nailing that. It's really clear iconography. It looks like it's very simple to play. Has a good look too because it's for 6 and up, but doesn't look like you're playing a kid's game. I mean,
that's
it
a
looks
good
like
point.
real dinosaurs, and so this is definitely something that I would pull out with that younger crowd. Children, stuff like that, or even adults. That just they don't feel like they're playing a kid's game.
Right.
It's dinosaurs. It's a good
They get
game.
to play one of your games, right?
But yet it's still very clear and concise and straightforward, and I think I really like those things together.
You've
I thought this
convinced
looked
me.
really
I
good.
shall back it.
All right.
Wow, there you go.
No, I agree with that. I think if you want one that will work well with children, this is
Right.
a fun theme, right?
Yeah.
And it seems very easy,
It does.
very straightforward. So, yeah, from that point of view, absolutely.
You think the little sheet's going to be enticing to kids?
Yes.
Do you think so?
You ever give a kid a book that has stuff like that? 100%
I guess
yes.
so. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like that.
My
yeah.
son, I give him something like this to draw in all day long.
All right.
I mean, if
You really should spend more time with your child.
No, I'm saying if there's no electronics.
I'm just-
All right, extra large optical dice. So, Mike, these are dice that even you can read, except you can't really.
Nope.
They're so pretty and so useless because you can't.
They're
read
only
them.
pretty in perfect lighting, I assume, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're camera lenses, so they're probably gonna reflect irregardless, right?
2 versions of optical dices.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't dislike how these look. I don't like the font choice, though.
Yeah. No.
No, it's a little whispery. Wispy, not whispery. Wispy.
That's whispery too.
No, I don't
look
care.
cool.
There's some dice coming up later on that I think are pretty neat.
Are you
These
saying I
are-
put
I
3
think
dice
so.
projects
You
in
have like
today?
eight.
You absolutely
I'm
did.
excited about coming
Yeah, I don't
in.
care about these.
Definitely
Whatever.
went dice heavy.
All
Yeah.
right, Captain's Log, the game. This is a sandbox game, so I was interested on that. I really don't know that this thumbnail is like, hey, guess what color we put in this game?
Telling you, when I looked at that and then I looked at how well it was doing, I was very surprised because I did not think that's not a good first impression for a web page.
Well, I went down and looked at the project itself, and I thought, okay, I could get into this, but what on earth made them think I want this much tan?
I don't know. I think it's too much.
Supposed to look like paper, right?
Like
that
parchment,
papyrus,
right.
that parchment thing.
Yeah, but
but all of it, like the map.
No.
Why do the cards have to look like that?
Because they're made from old pirate legs.
Now I know it's not fair to compare almost anybody to Vincent Dutrait, but I mean, he's done that whole parchment thing and still had beautiful splashes of color, and you know what I mean.
No, the game does not look good. I think none of us can look at this and go, stunning artistic achievement. But I think it stands out because it seems to be, like you said, a sandbox game. We don't get a lot of those.
Yeah.
A pirate one, we don't get a lot of that. And a robust, sort of long, crunchy game, too.
Right.
This is not a filler by any means. This is a game which is going to give you a lot to do. I don't know how well polished that will be, but if you're into bigger, longer games, you're someone who doesn't care about the aesthetics as much, or find this gorgeous, that could be it too. Yeah, this fills a niche, that isn't often tackled.
I don't know. We're looking at two pirate games this week, and the other
for
one
me,
looks
there's no competition.
100 times better.
I mean, I
than
didn't
this.
care for the other one, but I liked it more than this.
Yeah.
You just don't like pirates.
That just doesn't
I do
look
like
appealing
pirates.
to me at all. It just does not look appealing to me. Also,
I think if you offer me both, I might pick this one, but despite how it looks.
I don't want to spend 4 hours
Mechanically,
looking at
I was
that.
more interested in this one.
I'm sorry, I
but
just don't.
aesthetically, the other one, I would have been split.
I didn't even notice that. I'm out.
Really? That's it?
60 to
4
240?
hours?
Yeah.
Nah.
I thought you didn't care
Nah.
about that, Tom. I thought you were a gamer's gamer.
I don't want to look at that board. All right, War for America.
How about this one?
Well,
But this is Compass. I mean, they've got their market, right? They've
all
got
Compass
their
games,
market.
saying they look the same is a strong thing. They don't, but
No.
that's a cool looking map, actually. They managed to make it look, I mean, it is a real map with
It's
the...
also super busy.
Yeah.
Though.
I thought it was like the road system, and now I see it's not.
Maybe I'm just I'm looking at the whole thing from far away. That could be.
Yeah.
I could see my house from there.
Compass has, they've got their
where
thing,
that yellow
right?
cube is at right
Home,
there.
it seems like almost every week, it seems like we're looking at a Compass Games
They
project.
are churning out games.
Right.
Yeah.
This is their
I'll have to say
37th.
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a lot.
But I mean, they've really, I get the feeling that they've really, this is, and I'm making assumptions, but I bet that this is basically their model for getting their games to the
Sure.
people. You know what I mean?
It's got to be the best way to do it.
Right.
It has to be.
Sure.
People can just show up right here at one centralized place.
Right.
They can gauge demand.
We know how much to print.
I mean, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
for
for
sure.
this amount of money, they
Right.
need to be doing them all the time.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying. You cannot just push print on something that's going to get 154, 200, 300 people.
Right.
Right.
Now, this one surprised me a bit, Broken Planet.
Yeah.
Because it's not funding much more.
Me too.
And this one caught my eye way faster than the Pirate one did.
I love this cover, first of all. I love that cover. And I was actually intrigued when I was reading about how it worked. The one thing that kind of made me go, ooh, is that it looks like there's a fair amount of take that. And I don't know that I want any
It looks
part,
like this is the one that's the social deduction take that, like you're trying to. It's like meta the board game, right? Like it's social
Kind of.
deduction, trying to read into everyone's move and
A little bit,
take
yeah.
that. And I was like,
if you
ooh.
can guess where they're going, you can
Right.
take something from them, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's the only social deduction element that I could read out of it anyway. I didn't really, go too deep into it, but I don't know.
I love
like
the look of this game. I think
a
you're
lot.
right. The first impression was stellar. And it kept going down from there.
Yeah.
The more I watched the video, the more
Yeah.
they explained how the game works, the things you're doing, to the point that at the end of me watching the video and going through the page, I was fully uninterested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
love the look.
Yeah.
That cover just looks awesome.
It's
I want a
amazing.
different game in that box,
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wasn't feeling it. It doesn't seem like the kind of game I would like.
It's funny that happened twice. Like first, this weekend when I was looking through these projects, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna like this one," and then today when I was just refreshing, I was like, "I had to be wrong about this. Surely not." No, it was once again just right back out the door.
I would still definitely try
now?
it.
Third
back
time
in?
is not a charm. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I would definitely try this one, but I'm not backing it. But I love the look of it.
Yeah, I really do.
All right, Block by Block Uprising. I believe this is the third printing of this game.
Yes. I said.
That I still haven't played yet. It has come across my desk twice in both former printings, and it just never got to the table. It's about riots, and you either running them or stopping them. I've not been 100% sure.
But you're in it because you're trying to. What I got was you're trying to do your thing before the militia shows up.
And I
Yeah.
think they tried to. I think they tried to dehumanize. It's the wrong word. Is it the right word?
No, they're trying to create some distance by making sure it's not people.
Yeah, they're like
Right.
little cubes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me with a game that came out a few years ago that had anthropomorphic animals.
Right.
There's like a little fox in a uniform and a little like something. And the game was called Checkpoint Charlie.
Yes.
And I'm
Yes.
like, I'm good. I don't care what you do
Right.
to make me think this is just about silly sheep and foxes and a little doggy in a cute costume. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think they're trying the same thing here.
They even mention that, don't they?
Yeah,
They talk
to
about.
sort of create that distance.
Trying to
talk about
abstract
recent
some,
events.
but you.
No,
yeah, I mean, it is
I
what
don't.
it
I
is.
would prefer they do that though.
Well, I get that, but it's
Yeah.
like, but how far? Where's that line? How far can you abstract it where you still feel comfortable if the theme is something that is maybe uncomfortable to you?
Sure, yeah.
I don't
feel
know.
like I'm just being fooled. Like you're
Yeah.
trying to fool
Right.
me into it at that point.
Yeah.
Also, that UK flag was rotated for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
Why?
It's doing pretty well, almost 100,000, and and there's a lot of backers. It's not that expensive
Oh,
of
all
a
the
game.
flags are, Z.
Yeah,
the
'cause
Canadian
even-
flag is upside down, the
I
U.S.
don't
flag
know.
is
The US
upside
flag's
down.
upside down.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't know.
the U.S. flag up to down, a sign of distress, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't know.
Evnvelescape.
I'm gonna make.
There it is.
You love this.
I'm interested.
I knew it.
I'm
This
interested.
has Tom Vassell written all
Yeah.
over.
Well, okay.
it
Well,
does,
I
it
actually
does.
there's another pop-up escape room that is actually in the mail right now to us. I don't know if it was at PAX a couple years ago.
What's it called? Pop-up escape.
Should have known there was a setup there.
Come on, man. I gave you an easy.
This is interesting, but it needs to be good. And I
Sure.
was just telling the guys, or telling one of you, that I'm starting to phase out in escape room games. I can only play so many of them.
Yeah.
So much of this, yes.
Right, there's a lot of it. And I think it makes sense. They're probably cheaper, easier to produce.
Oh, you're only getting chapter
You know
one?
what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
interesting.
$5,
It's just, oh, I see.
right?
It's
Oh, what?
They're going to send out more chapters. So you're like, are you subscribing to this?
Maybe.
Oh, no. You back it, and then it gets shipped at regular intervals.
Oh, I missed that.
So you can get just chapter one. You can get chapters 1 through 3. The first chapter comes September 2022, so who knows when the last one's going to come. I don't hate that.
I hate that.
No, I would hate it more if it was a subscription service, but if I'm paying for 3 chapters and they come at different times, I'm okay with that.
But is it 3 chapters or is it 3 separate scenarios? If it's chapters, I'm not going to remember chapter 1 4 months later when the next one comes in.
I don't,
The main thing I don't like about that model is you get the first one out and you've got your money, you did some of the work, so you feel like you've fulfilled. What happens to the second? The second comes out maybe, let's be forgiving, 4 months later. The third one is going to be 10 months later. And then if there's another one, that's a year and a half later. I just feel like it's one transaction for one thing. When you do this sort of development or delivery system,
the Shivers.
the Shivers, yeah, that's what I said.
Shivers?
Shivers?
The Shivers, guys.
Sorry.
That's a local barbecue.
It's a local
Tom's
barbecue
been
restaurant called
drinking,
the
forget
Shivers.
it.
Sorry.
I just don't like that sort of thing, where you let something stretch out like
But
that.
I think, I don't know, this may just be because we haven't looked into it enough. It looks to me like you get, like if it's at one date, you get 3 of them at one time.
So that's what I understand.
If that's
I
what
understood
it
there
is,
was going
I'm
to be
good
3
with it.
separate
Yeah, I don't
scenarios
think
which
it's
had
like-
3 chapters each or something like
yeah,
that. That's
No,
how
it says right
I
here.
understood.
No.
No.
But on the right there, it says
yes.
September 2022, Chapter 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Chapter 1 is planned to ship no later than September 1st. The rest of the chapters will be shipped shortly afterwards at a regular cadence.
But again, are chapters standalone or are they true chapters? How do they mean that?
Regular intervals, but that doesn't tell us much.
And also, what's a regular interval?
I don't
year?
know.
Every 5 years.
Right.
Escape Room of the Month Club. Escape Room of the Month Club.
All right, next one. Deep Rock Galactic.
$2 million. So it shows you got a video game IP, baby. You've got a
is this a video game?
Yes, yes. But that designer, Ole Steinus, doesn't he? He's like a Euro designer, isn't he? Normally.
Yeah. He did. Isn't he the guy who did the Valhalla one you like, whatever that's called?
I'm looking it up now because I don't want to make the wrong name.
I know he did the one. The London Dread, that's one of his, I think.
Champions of Midgard, right.
Champions of Midgard, yes.
Spurs.
Right. So, like a pretty established designer, and this game doesn't look like those games, right?
Well, I could see that if he made Champions of Midgard, he could make something like this.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Where are we
Valhalla,
anyway?
yeah, something.
What are we
Valhalla,
doing?
whatever.
Yeah.
It looks neat. I like the look of it. I like what's going on. Actually, you know what it reminded me of, and we were just talking about this yesterday. Maybe that's why it was fresh in my mind, but it kind of looks a little bit like Subterra.
Because you're kind of going out.
Yep.
It looks like a hex-based Subterra.
Okay.
In which you're exploring new spaces, creatures come out, you shoot them or whatever. This is more action than Subterra is like survival horror, you know?
Yeah.
This is action. I mean, you're blasting them away. And your gnomes or your dwarves or whatever are cursing up a storm and blasting away fools.
And the element like fights back, right? I think it talks at some point
so,
like it might cave in. It might again. Really
the tremor did it. And I was like, the cave shakes.
I remember thinking that, and then I lost the thought.
I wonder how much upkeep is involved with all of the minis, all of the tokens, all of the tiles. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to be bad or not worth it, but that is something I thought of when I looked at this. There's a whole lot of content here. A whole lot of content.
At this point, I feel like my enjoyment of this is going to be based on complexity.
I think you're probably right.
If this is pretty light, I'm in.
Yeah.
Do you have any connection to the video game? Like
I have zero. I didn't know it was a video game until I did a little research on this.
That's how I found out too.
I'm like, why is this making so much money?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's a video game.
Also, minis.
Yeah. Oh, well, of course. Minis are a big part
They're
of it.
really cool looking. I mean, I know they're renderings, but these look neat.
Yeah.
I like the look of this,
And it doesn't look really derivative either. I mean, it has some touch points of things that seem somewhat familiar, but it's not like, oh, I've seen this mini a million times. Right.
Yeah, the minis are pretty smooth. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Just from a painting point of view, those are really smooth miniatures.
I'm kind of based on a designer now that I've seen his other games.
I was a little surprised. Mark's in there saying he loved it, so.
Unsettled board game plus all new content.
So
No, he just added this. Don't worry about it. Mike's going to talk about it.
No. Okay, so what happened was...
What happened was you didn't include me on that email.
That's correct.
They launched this yesterday.
Yeah, it launched yesterday, but it's a short project.
Don't worry about it. Mike's going to talk about this.
Okay,
hey,
so
Mike, talk about this.
Did you think there was not enough content in Unsettled?
Unsettled barely had any content at all. No, Unsettled, much like
Look at that.
Much like another game that was my, I was like Final Girl, launched with a ton of content, right? This comes, it depends on how you backed it. Like, if you got Unsettled, just the core box, it comes with 2 planets, okay? Within each of those planets, you've got 3 kind of survival tasks. You can replay them. But you could also have gotten up to 6 planets with the first printing, which I have, right?
4 extra and the 2 in the box?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I played 4 of them.
Yeah, I'm maybe, I think there's one I haven't played yet. Plenty of content there. Plenty of content there.
Not enough.
I'm going to tell you, I'm backing it, right? Clearly.
Sure,
This was my number 2 game of last year.
Oh, I bet you're the top person quoted.
No, someone else.
No,
was.
Dan Thurrock from Space
but I might be number 2. Keep
Let's
going.
save the next one. Nope, Derek Funkhauser. Let's keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
There we go, right there.
There
It checks off so many of the boxes I look for. You're always going to either win or lose right on a knife's edge.
That's interesting, Mike.
So I am backing this. But here's the thing. I think this is at least as much for people that missed out on it the first time, because you can get the whole core
That's what I was gonna
as
ask.
it is for the extra for, I think.
Oh, I'm kidding on that. On the other thing.
Well, this would be it's a lot of money to go to retail, right?
Yes.
This is not going to get picked up off a shelf.
Yeah.
How much is the all in?
Let me know. I'm all in. Let me know.
210 for no sleeves.
210 for no
250 if
sleeves.
you want sleeves.
Now I'm going to tell you.
That's it?
Okay.
Yeah.
210's not bad. That's a lot of
That's
content
not
for
bad.
210.
And the production quality is off the charts ridiculous. It's fantastic production. You're getting, just component-wise, you're getting your money.
So you're
for it.
backing this $90 pledge. It
I am
comes
backing
3 more
Is everything
planets.
right
new?
there. That's what I'm backing. Yeah.
With sleeves?
Oh, wait, with
yeah,
sleeves
'cause
without.
I got sleeves already,
Wait.
so I'm backing with
Why
sleeves.
does it cost the same? Oh no, that's that.
Yeah.
It's $75 without
Right.
the sleeves.
And the thing,
Okay.
the reason why I'm buying the sleeves from them is that they are not standard. They've got big square cards.
Are you sleeved even the square ones?
Oh, you better believe it.
I believe
Because
it
it came with the
Because
package.
you're ridiculous.
It came with the package. The package?
The
The
package?
package. So
Okay.
the plastic package.
Total plastic catastrophe.
Plastic packages, plackage.
Package. Now, does this game, and this is important, I guess, to state for people watching, it doesn't need sleeves. I got it with sleeves because I bought it at Gen Con as part of a package. They put the sleeves in there.
Yeah. Sure.
And so I used it. It does not need the sleeves. You're not shuffling all that off.
There's no there's no
I
base
know, right?
cards. There's no base cards that you shuffle with scenario cards, right?
You will have.
You don't make a mixed deck ever.
No, the planet specific cards generally come out.
And they're okay, yeah, because that'd be the only time I'd want sleeves. Is just to make
Yeah,
sure
you
one doesn't
don't-
get.
So that the wear is even.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You don't do
I
a
don't remember
lot
that
of
happening
shuffling.
in
You know,
this.
you do a little shuffling at setup, but
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. No, this is a terrific game, and hopefully people will get a chance to play it if they hadn't before and they were interested.
You gonna get this, Tom?
No. And it's not I mean, I already got it. It's in the library. I don't need more content.
And what
I'm
we did for
perfectly
the-
content with the content we have.
What we did with the library was we just kind of picked. We didn't even stay with the base 2 planets. I think we picked 2 planets and just put it in there.
That's because I thought the second planet was
Wasn't
boring.
as good for you, yeah.
The desert planet.
desert
I'm like, I
planet
have
you
enough
don't
of
like
this
as much,
desert stuff.
so.
I was like, oh, more desert.
Right.
All right.
Hand-to-hand Wombat.
Wombat.
So when I was looking at this project, I was looking. This particular intro video, I didn't care for. I wanted to see a video of some people just
doing it.
playing the
Right.
game.
Because you could have done it easily, right?
And then I went down and saw some people playing the game, but it was like an hour video. I was like, But I kind of got the idea. So everyone's building these pyramids.
Right. Well, no, before you build the pyramids, you hand out.
Sure, but one person's a traitor.
Yeah.
They're
Mhm.
messing it up.
Yes. Right.
I don't hate the concept.
I got to tell you,
I have
think.
to see this in person. I don't know.
I would have to see it in person, but I think that this game knows exactly what it's trying to do, and I think it's a neat idea. I have no problem with this, right?
I like it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see like a 5-minute round.
Sure.
And I could not find that.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean that it's a 15-minute game,
Right.
and the playthrough was an hour.
Well,
Like,
I think they were
did
playing
do
multiple times.
Yeah, yeah.
Cut it down and give me, or at least a taste
the
of
bug
it up
base.
in the.
So I want to talk about this because I
preview.
asked you about this, Mike.
Yeah.
What you all thought about this. So what they're doing is they're basically doing. You're not allowed to do raffles and Kickstarter. This is
Sure.
about the closest thing. Every once in a while, they'll come in and offer a $1 pledge. One of them
For a
for
tiny
something.
house.
Like,
Yeah.
well, they did a tiny house, $500 worth of games, and then they went like
Right.
no one cares.
Right.
Did they do something else that was good? I don't think so.
No.
So the rest of them have been dumb, but I think people. This is so you keep coming back and checking
Right.
the page.
What are we doing?
Thank you.
All right. I don't know. I mean, I don't like that idea of.
It's clickbaity.
It's
It
very
is.
clickbaity and it's almost manipulative at that point where you're
Yeah.
like, you will need to keep coming back even if you backed us already.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I
again,
don't like that. I don't
It's
like that
forced
at all.
interaction. You know, I mean, it's.
No, that seems weird.
but
Just
that being said, I mean,
the game
Exploding
itself.
Kittens has built that too, but Exploding Kittens has built a huge community, right? I mean, the people
have, I get that.
and that's kind of leaning into that a little bit. I agree. I feel it does feel manipulative to me.
It does.
But they have built up a very
They
strong
can do whatever
community.
they want to. I'm not,
Yeah.
I don't care. You want to sell a house for $1 and only literally one person gets that?
Yeah.
Because they were lucky? Fine.
That
Whatever.
really smacks of the old Cards Against Humanity stuff they used to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Right.
But the game itself, which is ultimately what I think they, I guess, are focusing on, should be focusing on. Yeah, it seems different. It seems not too bad. I don't know how. It's a game that they're saying is as fun to watch as to play, and I could see that.
Yeah.
I'd have to try it and see if that if I can tell what's going on.
Right.
But why would you
Will I
just...
be able to tell, like, you seem to be moving the wrong things? Will I be able to tell that if my eyes are closed?
Everyone's eyes are closed. Even
Yeah, I mean, am I going to be like, wait,
Wombat.
I just changed it and somebody changed it back?
Right. Whose hand did I bump into that was
Also,
clearly
I don't.
messing
That's
it
the
up?
thing. I feel like I'm gonna be touch. I know this sounds dumb. I don't want to be touching other people's hands that much. That's the one thing I don't know that I
Yeah.
like.
It's that whole Happy Salmon thing, right?
Did you see the new box for Happy Salmon? I hate
Big
it.
box.
It's in a-
Happy Salmon big box.
Oh, it's in a box now, not a
Yeah, it's by this
neoprene
company.
fish.
This company bought it. I don't like how it
Oh,
looks.
really?
Yeah. Boo.
Yeah.
I liked it in the little salmon thing.
Yeah.
This looks like
I
a
like the
convention
salmon.
game to me.
Maybe.
But again,
Absolutely.
then you're knocking hands with people you don't know.
Yeah, you know, wear gloves.
Absolutely.
Wear gloves. That's the
The box comes with a
that's
little
the
plastic
hard
glove.
stink.
Well, anyway, the last game I played for this company, a little wordy, was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was good.
So, all right. The last dice
Here's
here.
what I'm talking
Those
about.
These are
Pretty.
great. I've seen these in
These are
person. They're
pretty.
pretty
Pretty
amazing.
Yeah.
They're pretty neat.
Yeah.
I've never seen
Where?
these liquid core ones
I
in
have.
person.
Gen Con or something. One of those
they're
ones.
pretty.
Yeah, I saw 'em, I think,
And you
at
can
Gen
read
Con.
them. I like the numbers. I like the color combinations. These are pretty.
Do you like the $80?
What about the price?
I want
You
someone
stole
else to
my-
buy these for me.
You stole my
yes,
thing.
at $80.
No, these are cool. I like that they did in the video that you see the little swirlies settling
Yeah, it
in
looks
there.
neat.
That's
So
It looks
pretty.
Also, they are filled with deadly, deadly poison. So please
And I
don't eat the
approve.
dice.
I
Don't eat
approve.
the
I want to
dice.
use my innards
want
as a dice
more.
tower.
I think if I was going to get one, I might
It's a
buy.
slow dice tower. Eventually.
Check for your roll tomorrow.
I might buy this rainbow dice. I don't. They are the sharp dice, though, Mike.
They are sharp, yeah. So
But I
definitely
think
don't
it
eat 'em.
works with this.
They're neat looking. I mean, they are really neat looking. And again, if you're buying these dice, you're not buying these for your regular
finally
everyday
got them to
dice
say good things
session.
about dice.
They're crazy expensive, but
They
I
are.
agree with you,
They look
Camilla.
good. These look good.
It's not just that they're cool. Like you could use these as dice. They're
Right.
very readable.
Yes.
They look like they would be balanced and all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
yeah, I think they look neat, but there's no way I'm paying for them.
Right.
Moving on, Iron Forest.
Yeah.
You know, this made me immediately think of the box cover. I know what this is.
Yeah.
It made me think of that GKR, Giant
Giant
Killer
Killer
Robots.
Robots.
I thought the
does,
same thing,
yes.
Yeah.
but it's not. Instead,
It's
this is Ice Cool.
It's Ice Cool.
It's two-story ice cool.
Level 2.
With
With a little like catapult.
Yeah.
Yes.
This looks very cool.
Yeah.
It's
If
not
you say
cheap.
anything negative,
Well, it's not cheap. That's the only negative thing I'll say. But it looks like a really. And I will say this also. We just came back from the Dice Tower cruise recently. The game, a game I saw it all the time was Ice Cool. That game was still being played by kids, by adults.
Sure.
I mean, they've got a formula that works,
It's
and this
just
looks like a
fun.
neat riff on it, right?
Yes.
I hope it'll be stable.
How is this doing?
it's
Okay, 144 maybe.
well. I'm not
133.
worried about their. I mean, there's 1,500 backers,
Sure,
so that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to do well post
I agree.
Kickstarter.
I think so as well.
The only problem with this is Ice Cool. The biggest problem is I think is Ice Cool with a really cute theme.
Yes.
You look at it, you know exactly what it is. This does not tell you what the game is.
No.
You see Iron Forest, I might go, oh, well, that's not for me and the kids.
I agree. Yeah, there's a disconnect there. This cover, I'm interested in the cover, not in the game.
Okay.
That's because you have no soul.
This is true. I could see people who are interested in the game and pass on it because of the cover.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't
Ice
really
Cool,
show you.
yeah, that cover 1-to-1 tells you what to expect. This one does not. Mm-hmm. Those are cute.
Super.
They are cute. I think they
See.
could have made the cover look a little cuter then.
I agree.
It has
Seems
the
too
same
serious.
robots on it though.
Cover
You
seems
think
serious.
so?
I think this might not have been a
know.
bad game to put a picture of the game on the cover, maybe.
Maybe.
And two kids going like this.
There you go.
Well, but the cover art matches like the inner box, that you're building art and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I disagree. I think that they.
Yeah, but if you
Yeah.
saw that, you wouldn't think this is a good game for the kids.
I would pick it up and see if it was. I wouldn't know that by looking at the cover, but I would be on the fence.
That's too much work.
I think this is going to be a game that, like Ice Cool, is going to sell when people see it on a table.
Yes.
When people see other people play.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no way it's going to reach the numbers of Ice Cool, though.
No,
no
it's
way.
not. It's
No,
just
it's
it doesn't
not as
have quite
cool.
that accessibility.
I think they're saying it's not going to retail though.
Did Ice Cool
That's
go to
possible.
retail?
It's probably too big of a
did, right?
box.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It
Well,
would.
they may make a different. Who knows? Maybe they'll change up the form factor a little bit.
They might. I could see that one actually coming out as a new edition that ends up at Target and has a completely different cover.
Oh. All right. D-Day to the Rhine, 1944. Camilla, what's this about?
D-Day, war.
I gotta tell you, I kind of like that cover.
squares.
Yeah, but do you like,
cool. Is the
do you
best
like
part.
those counters?
Well, if I was a wargamer, I would because it looks like wargamer counters.
No,
That's the
I've always
thing.
hated
Like,
these counters.
Yeah, I
What do you
don't.
not like about these? I like these better than the ones that have a picture of a soldier. These are fully informational.
Yeah.
No,
I like this
doesn't
better.
feel like a tank. I want to see a little picture of a tank.
Well, then you have no imagination and shouldn't be playing these games anyway. Stick with your flicking robots.
There we go.
Okay?
There we go.
I know that it's a panzer.
I asked Camilla what
I
you
don't-
thought, not you. Shut up.
Okay, I'll be quiet now.
I'll be honest, I didn't make it very far in this.
Let me give you my opinion now.
I think that's my opinion.
Now he's back in. He's like a vampire. I did not invite you back into the conversation.
Go ahead.
That's a great cover, though.
That's
I honestly think that's
I like
that's a
that, yeah.
great cover. Not
Looks
just
like
for
a
a
novel.
war game.
That looks like a novel.
Right. That's a good cover regardless of a war game or not. I like that cover a lot.
All right. Kingdoms Forlorn, Dragons, Devils, and Kings. Another very big Kickstarter.
Did anybody watch the 15-minute video?
No, I did
No.
not. No.
It's
I
15
did
minutes?
not.
15 minutes.
15 minutes,
15.
baby.
No. Whew.
Also, that font is a little bit off because anyway.
Into the
H looks like a B, and it's a little
Into
bit,
the unknown. They
Yeah, I couldn't
basically,
tell
this
if
is
this
all
was-
that they make.
I feel like that's
Is it kind
the
of
same
going
game
for like
over and
a
over again.
Oathsworn, Gloomhaven, you know, kind of that long, huge, epic minis
Very much.
campaign?
Yeah. This has Kickstarter written all over.
Right, and the 15-minute video, I went through it, and there's no explanation of how to play. In the 15-minute video, again, didn't watch the whole thing, but kind of clicked through at multiple points, and it was just epic music showing minis or the designer talking, but no understanding of what's going on. This one was.
It looks like a
I doubt
Bloodborne
they
style
care.
game.
They know
They
what
don't-
sells.
Yep.
You know, sometimes
Fantastic
Get your
minis.
150 millimeter mini.
Yeah, you know,
know,
and I think
Metal
this
Dragon.
may be what you were talking about, but you know, sometimes when you're looking at these projects and you're just like exhausted halfway through, I was
Yeah.
just like scrolling and I felt like my eyes getting heavy and I was just
Right.
like, I felt like there was a flat line. You know, like if you can see a thought bubble, it's just like,
Yeah.
I was out. I was just like,
Which is
It's overwhelming.
it
right,
is.
which is weird for me because this is something up my alley. I like
Yeah.
those big, epic, thematic, you know,
Yeah.
those kind of things. But like this one, definitely, I think it was maybe more of a flaw in the page.
This
that I
really
had
looks
no idea
like
what's going
Bloodborne.
on.
It's just
It seems daunting.
starting from the title, it just seemed so, just like I'm just not
Heavy.
interested.
Like have to chew
Right.
through this game.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer because I was thinking, man, I wish these games came out when I was a kid. I would have so much time to get into them. Then I look at the price, $158. My parents would never have bought this.
Yeah.
I
I
really
would
don't
never
think you
been
would
able
have
to get it.
understood this game as
No,
a
no,
kid.
no.
Tom
These
was
games are so beyond complicated, Tom.
he was a savant.
I was playing.
Was?
I will say, is this the one? So help me out here. Is this the one, or was it the minis one earlier that we looked at? That you can get it, you can buy the STL files. So if you don't want to get the mini
Oh,
version,
geez,
you can
I-
buy the STL. You
I
don't
didn't
know?
even see,
Anyway,
yeah.
okay, so maybe I'm making a point for the game we looked at earlier, but I did think that that was a really cool idea.
I thought it was interesting that you could pick your knight, and you're like, it said here that you like are crossing each other. So like I'm going through, you're going through, and we're like our paths cross.
But it also made a point that it's not choose your own adventure either. So it's this whole like
Yeah.
emerging narrative, choose your way, but not choose your own adventure.
Do you like that? It
Which
said
one?
hard co-op, Tom. Right off the bat, it tells you right away.
Yeah, makes a
It
point.
has
of
an
that.
endless
co-op.
post game. That doesn't sound like a selling point at all. This is Return of the King.
Right.
Endless post game. Oh, when will this game end?
Wait, are we done? I think we're done. Oh, no. We're not done.
You're right,
We're
I
never
actually,
done.
I actually remember now. I read through all this, but when I got the hard co-op, I was like, really?
That was so
Does it
much
have to be
text.
hard? Can't you just say fun co-op?
Nah. Endless co-op.
Is there any more games left?
Yes, definitely.
Earth. Oh, now this one got a somewhat of a boost from our
Yes.
top 10 yesterday, where Trey picked Summit
Right. From
as his number one game,
Inside Out
and this is
Games.
the same company, although I would never have known.
I agree. This
Yeah.
does not look like an inside-up game.
It does not.
Okay.
And I mean that in a good way, in the sense that this looks much better than this other stuff has.
I don't think it looks better necessarily. I think it looks great. It just looks different stylistically.
That is amazing.
I mean,
It's
yeah, this is-
gorgeous.
this
It's just
is-
not their usual style.
Right.
They do a lot of animated, very cartoony
Yes.
sort of looking games.
Yeah.
This looks photorealistic and supremely different.
Yeah, this looks beautiful. This
Yeah, I
is
agree.
This is one that I am very, very intrigued for. I like the, they are definitely going for the nature-based theme, which is super hot right now. I mean, it has been for the last couple of years. But it doesn't look like it's doing that in a cynical way. It looks like it actually is integrated with the mechanics. I think this looks terrific.
This, to me, looked like Eco's First Continent meets Ark Nova.
Yeah.
Somewhere, in between.
It has a little bit of that. It has a little bit of the I'm doing something that's good for me. Like I'm doing the best version of an action, but I'm giving everybody else something too.
So that balancing act of it. And I will say, just the one thing, this by far was the best video of the week. You watch that 2.5-minute video, you have an understanding of how to play.
It's true.
You have an understanding of why they made the design choices they did. Anyway, so just plug there. Excellent, excellent video. In 2.5 minutes, you know if you like it or not.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a small, small publisher, small team, but they keep plugging away, and I'm really happy at this. This one looks great.
All right, 51st State, the ultimate. The ultimate edition.
Now I get to do what Z was doing to me. Z's going to talk about this one. Z's going to talk about this one.
Hey Z, talk about this one.
51st State is a card game
That's
set
enough.
in the post-apocalyptic world of my #1 game of all time.
He got first quote.
Yes, he did get first quote, but I didn't say Unsettled was my #1 game of all time.
Maybe you should have.
Also, I didn't have a gun next to my name, so.
That's true.
Everybody does, okay? It's not just me. No, this game is fantastic. This is a get it all in one place sort of deal. Yes, the resources are upgraded a little bit, though there have been resources in the past that were basically like these.
Yeah, screen printed, right?
Screen printed. They're actually not screen printed. The wooden tokens are laser etched.
Oh.
There's little wooden pieces missing from it. It's really strange. They're cool.
Did you see that it's going to the wood tokens like the other tokens for the arrow tokens? I don't know the words I'm saying. I know the
bullets?
words. Like scroll down, Tom. Those things right there, the arrows, those are going to be
bullets. Wood. The bullets?
No, the
arrows?
contact tokens.
The arrow. There's
okay.
What are they called? The contact tokens. Yes,
yeah.
Those are going to be wood.
I need this.
Wooden contact tokens.
I want some resources for other games.
Obviously, I really like the game. Here's
reinforcing.
This has the original game, 3 expansions that have been out, bunch of promo factions that have been out, and a new expansion that you can also back on its own, thankfully, because I'd be really upset if that was not the case. But there's a whole new expansion that apparently has some sort of area control, area majority thing going on in it. So yes, absolutely. If you like, it's hard to recommend this. It's 80 euros. If you don't know if you like it, this is sort of like buying the entire farm to find out if you like milk.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The game's fantastic, in my opinion. I guess if you're one of those people who gets it all anyway, get it. I mean, it's a proven game, I think.
Strong words here. I guess.
Are you?
No, I'm just I always feel weird saying to someone back something all in, even though you don't know if you like it.
Right.
That I agree on.
Yeah.
That's not a very expensive price, though. $80 for the all-in.
And what do you think of the big?
It is if you don't like it.
What do you think of the big box? Are you interested in the big box and the neoprene mats and all that kind of stuff?
All that stuff looks good.
Well, it's his favorite game, so
right.
Yeah, all that stuff looks good. New expansion. I like the slivers on the cover. All the content in one place. Yeah, it all looks awesome. I want this Ultimate Edition.
So you're going to get rid of all your old stuff, throwing it in the trash.
Burn it.
Because it's all redundant
on video.
It's all redundant.
I'll do it for you.
No.
All right, 2 more great games. First, we have Trinity of Reign, which, what is that name?
That title really is
Trinity
on
of
fire.
Reign.
It could be Reign of Trinity and still make the same amount of sense.
Yes, 0.
This looks like a game that came out 15 years ago, unfortunately. I want it to be good. Maybe it is, but...
Maybe.
When was the last time you said I want a game to be bad, Tom?
I was concerned about the fiddly nature of those. Did you see that? How your little castle, and it's like this little big. You see what I'm saying? And you're adding it to it, and it just looked like it could be really fiddly.
They did something similar. I don't know if you played it, Camilla, recently. That board and dice game, Dark Ages, where they had the minis and the buildings went on the outside, which seemed less fiddly than that. You're not putting them inside. You kind of hooked them to the side.
Okay.
That wasn't too bad, but I'm with you. I'm worried about how hard it would be to.
Well, definitely looks like an old game.
Because it's tiny, you know?
Man,
yeah.
It's kind of Robinson Crusoe did that in their Ultimate recently when you know, you're kind of building up your fort and that kind of stuff. But again, you're dealing with big miniatures, something like this that
They
you're
did
talking.
that? Really? You like physically built your palisades and all that jazz?
Yeah, most recent Kickstarter. It's not out yet, but yes, and for their Ultimate Edition of the 51st State.
All right, we may now be looking at a 4-way crossover for Game of the Week.
Here we go.
Fold the socks.
I haven't seen this one.
Yes, but I told you about
You
this
did
one.
tell me about
I did
this
hear
one.
about
Sock
this one.
folding family
Who do you
board
think
game.
gave him the $1? That was me.
All right. In this game, as far as I can tell, you are literally grabbing socks out of a bin, looking for matches, and yes.
You can play
look
guitar,
at these
too.
people and how much fun they're having.
They're thrilled. I mean,
In fact, can you imagine anything better than folding socks and a guy with that very fake hair playing a guitar in the background?
not a rug. Yeah, see, so I'm thinking that at this point, this was parents. This is somehow parents that have figured out ways to get their children to do chores.
This is his.
Right?
This is trying to
This
make
is
a game
him.
out of it and be like, it's a game. See, it's fun.
Mike,
Now we can do this here in real life too.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
Dishwashing frenzy
Exactly.
is going to be the next one.
That's
And,
the next
Well,
one.
he's
Part
done.
2.
He's done 3. What do you think the other ones are? It's
Okay.
going to be the same game 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Dishwashing,
Kickstarter's like-
vacuuming.
I think one of them is going to be unrelated to board games.
Kickstarter's going to be like, no.
telling you, you'll
well,
see.
while we're pulling that up, since
Oh,
that's
he's out of Indianapolis. Okay, so
Here we go.
fold the
Yeah,
socks.
called it.
Fold the socks.
Called
lickety
it.
split, fast load paper
Fast
vessel.
load paper vessel.
It's the revolution. Wait, those
It's
are
basically
door knockers.
Doorknob.
Yeah, it's door stoppers. And since they're like, you can stick in between, and then it stays there. That's brilliant.
That
This
is
guy's a
brilliant.
genius.
That is brilliant.
I love this though. You can buy expansion packs for this game. New socks all the time.
Themed socks. Game
They'll
mods,
send you
yeah.
more socks.
Right.
Here's the thing, okay? Let's take a step back.
All right.
When you buy this, they literally send you a basket and literal socks, right?
Correct.
It doesn't. They actually don't tell you that
tell you
much here.
that.
I'm going to assume that that's how it works.
The base bin is everything you need to play the base side of the game. I don't know what that means, but if it does give me like 6 or 7 pairs of socks for $22,
Not a bad deal,
You got a
right?
basket,
These are not gonna have
you got
your
a
size
basket
sock. No,
and
these are
several
not gonna
pairs of
be
socks for
Tom
$22.
Yeah.
Look, I don't need the rules. It just sounds like a few good socks.
These are not going to be Tom Vassell size socks.
Right.
No.
And you
That's
got
also true. There'll be kids socks.
That
Just
is
criticize. That also
You got
won't.
them big old feet.
I just got
Thank
real
you.
with you. That's what happened.
And they've got Kenny Rogers, and I'm sure that he has given his permission.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'm sorry. This was very amusing to me. All right,
That is
we
good
have some
stuff.
more interesting projects we're going to look at in a second, but let's go to Mark first.
Hey folks, welcome back to our Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we have a handful of games to look at. We're going to be battling against armies, we're going to be trying to save humanity, and venture into outer space. And first up we have Legacies Allure. Now, think chess, but on the battlefield, which is kind of the same thing. But this is with cards and different types of units, and you definitely are battling back and forth. You're not just going to be taking other players' cards or pieces, so to say. But you have different types of kingdoms, as well as different point values to make them bigger and so forth. But the really neat thing here is that your main hero has specific types of equipment that you have off to the side of the board that are going to augment their abilities and everything they do, like amazing weapons or spells, things of that nature. But it definitely has that chess vibe, but you are out on the battlefield. And next up we have Aldara. Now, this is a miniatures-based game. All the different factions have very different types of airships. I love the theme in general. You're trying to take over the land, basically, and mine the resources, gather them up, build up your armies, make new ships, and go into battle with the other players. Now, each of the factions have their own special abilities, but the ships can all be upgraded, even though they work basically the same. Even though they look different, they're gonna have basically the same stats. So you'll battle back and forth. The nice thing is, even if you're down and out, you gain quite a bit of money in this game, so it's easy to rebuild your forces in the next round. Next up, we have Starship Interstellar. This is a big, heavy game. Lots of strategy, lots of moving components, but I like this overall board. It feels like you're command central and how you're actually trying to save humanity because you have mined the resources from your sun, which now is causing it to go into a red dwarf and basically encompass the Earth. So you're trying to save as many people as possible, get them off the planet, and send them off to find a new home. And in the process, you're gonna be mining more resources from other planets within the solar system to help build out this starship. Now, it is cooperative to some degree because you all are trying to build the starship, but in the end, you want to be the government that has made the biggest contribution and has the most prestige. And lastly, we have Fantasy Commander. Now, this is definitely dudes on a map. They have multiple game modes here. Some single player games, scenario based, king of the hill, so to say, type modes. But you're building out your army based on a point total, and then you'll be battling back and forth. But there's also scenarios that require you to get victory points through quest cards. Lots of different modes to play here. It is a bit of a sandbox. You can design your own game, basically put your own scenarios into play, and just do a free-for-all and battle against your opponents and try to be the last man standing. So I like the fact that it's so open-ended, really, allowing you to do a lot of different things here. But the interesting thing is that they have command tokens that you'll be using to initiate which units get moved into battle. So it's kind of a mystery which units you're going to be actually employing, but you'll reveal and then you'll set off to attack. And again, it's not just based on attacking others, but you may actually be going after quest items and scenario-based objectives. Yes, in case you're wondering, it is absolutely freezing. It's only 8 degrees. All right, so for my pick of the week. Now, Starship Interstellar really caught me by surprise this time. It's a big, heavy strategy game, and I thought it would be kind of short on theme, but you really feel the theme. However, it's not my pick, even though I'm giving it a nod here. I am giving it up for Aldara, because this game was just so much fun. There's a ton of back and forth. You lose armies, you lose your ships, I should say, quite frequently, but you have so much opportunity to come back. And those miniatures are fantastic. I love the theme so much with airships and basically getting those resources to build bigger and better airships like the Dreadnought, and then leveling it up to be even more powerful. So tons of fun with this one. Definitely give it a closer look. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
I would stay inside, Mark. You're allowed to stay inside when it's 8 degrees. Come on.
It's pretty toasty in here.
It's nice.
Not gonna lie.
I feel a lot better.
That's right.
All right. So let's take a look at some 9. We only have 3 this week. The first is Bookcase Shades. Ordo. Bookcase Shades. This seems like something that my grandmother would have at her house. To block the bookcases?
To block them from what?
No, did you read the story about how this came about?
Yeah,
Let me tell you a story.
Oh, here we go.
So the lady was in grad school, and she had this project. She had to combine a comb with a bookcase. And
what a jerk teacher who gives you that kind of...
Was I guess, introduced this idea of people have bookshelves and they turn it around backwards, so the books backwards, so that the different colored spines don't mix or mess up with the decorum of their home.
Do people do this?
Apparently, and so that's why this is now on Kickstarter, to cater to those 2 people in the world who don't use their bookcase correctly.
Let me tell you something. I've got all the color palettes in my room very meticulously designed. If there are more than 2 or 3 colors that are not complementary, it actually gives me vertigo and I vomit.
Stop.
Explosive vomit.
Projectile, of course.
So this is a godsend to me right here.
No, but I think that
I can enjoy my meals again. Is all I'm saying.
I actually have. I bought these things. I haven't put them up yet to put on the door to make the door look like a bookcase, because, like, if you go to the store. They have those fake books on the bookcases. Yeah. It's like a decorative thing.
Right. It definitely is. Yeah.
Like
you should get real books. Let's start there, okay?
Well, I'm not buying those. Although I do have some in my bathroom at my house that look like books.
And
then you open it,
them and you
that's where I keep the razors.
Various soaps in there.
No, the razors, so the kids don't just grab them.
That's a good idea.
That's smart.
And your kids are not going to open a book. So. You brought that burden yourself. This looks ridiculous. I'm watching the video of her setting this up.
Oh
gold.
my gosh! Speaking of daunting,
she was like putting it's like 3M strips, and she puts one. It's like that long, just to cover the entire width of the bookcase.
Right.
The very second one that goes up is very clearly crooked. And I was like,
it's rough.
Immediately, I was like, no.
Yes.
and then she had to string these things. This is all
Every
like
single one.
Yes.
twine or something.
Yes.
One at a time.
Right.
No. Okay. At that point, I'm throwing away all my books and burning the bookcase.
That's correct.
Ooh.
Also,
What's wrong with you? Vomiting, throwing away the books. Just don't have books. You guys should not be allowed to have
Also,
books.
I have cats. Let me explain to you what's going to happen if you've got cats and you've
And
got
one of
these.
those is going to fray, and then the whole thing.
They're going to climb each one individually.
No, because it's one string. It's going to take one, and then the whole
They're-
thing unravels.
They're going
It
to
takes
climb
one.
each one individually.
Mike,
telling
I'm
you, it's
getting you one of these
that
for
is not
Christmas.
possible.
You have to set it up
your
yourself.
cats.
Yes. Also, I mean, you're just going to end up braiding these things. I just don't. It makes no
Here's
sense.
what I want to do. I want to set this up, buy this, but I want to set it up instead of the strings up and down, side to
Oh,
side.
I love it.
Like this, and then you can never get a book out because you like try to. You can get your hand through, but then the book won't come out.
So it's like when they catch the monkey.
Yeah.
All you do is let go of the book. No.
I have to read.
Okay, here's the problem. This is the least stupid of the three projects.
There we
Yeah.
go.
That is true.
That's
All
saying
right.
something.
Then we got my favorite project, the brow.
The brow.
So,
Yes.
have you ever wanted the sun out of your eyes? You hate the idea of baseball caps or hats in general, and you are going for the unibrow
That's
look.
right,
I'm
right.
not criticizing those of unibrows, but from what I understand, most people try to avoid that look.
You're also against
understood.
sunglasses.
Correct. You can.
Yeah.
have
And you want to
sunglasses.
keep
But
the
not
sun
the
out of your
frames.
eyes.
You're not against the frames, just the lenses.
Just the
Yeah,
lenses.
you want to keep
be
the
clear,
sun out of your
those are
eyes
fine.
for a very specific 20 minutes when the sun is highest in the sky.
Right, yes, at a very specific.
No, you can tilt your
Yes.
head. You just have to keep.
Yeah, because even in the
This is
video,
so
they'd like look and they'd see it
stupid.
and I'd be like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. I'm like, this is gonna work
But this is
from
funding.
noon
Right.
to
Funding?
12:15.
Oh
Right.
my gosh.
This is funding.
I know.
$23,000, $24,000.
You're going to have to walk with no head movement whatsoever.
Yeah.
You're gonna-
I just don't get it. I'm sorry. This is not nearly a big enough visor to work.
This looks like something the
For-
bad guy in a movie wears.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Also,
it
they're
does.
trying to get people, as many different people
Look
as
at
they
this
can,
guy. He's like,
modeling
oh
it,
no, sunglasses are the worst.
trying to make them not look
Solution.
ridiculous.
When are they not the solution? I don't understand that.
There's also sunglasses, by the way, that have that built into them.
Right.
So
sure.
it's not like it's a big deal,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Right.
this is just the worst. It
This
looks
is-
like it's sort of like Google Lens that you get at the Dollar Tree.
Yes. Right. These are terrible.
Did they even mention to hear why you wouldn't do a hat, though?
Oh, well, you got to leave the hair out,
Well,
Tom.
I mean,
Look at this gorgeous hair.
Hats trap heat. I can
Cutting edge
understand that.
technology. Plastic.
One size fits all. That's clearly not true.
No. I don't understand.
Oh, wait,
this.
they have different colors? I'm in.
Oh.
Oh boy.
It comes in.
So it doesn't get scratched?
Oh.
You pull this out, people are like, what is that, Hagon?
No, you pull
Check
this out,
this
people walk
out.
away.
You,
That's
you
what
ready?
happens.
You
No.
ready to watch this? He has it in
Oh,
his-
look at that.
Oh, you can carry
That's
the
a
whole
nice.
case.
That's
I
a nice
love
form
that.
factor right there. That's good.
It's hot, guys. I need to pull out my
Uh-huh.
brow.
Oh, you can sit on your brow.
Look, we are a family-friendly channel. Small
You kept this one in,
vulgarity,
huh?
and the next thing, very
Okay.
well, minor-ish. So if you have kids,
Consistent.
avert their
though.
eyes.
Avert
Okay.
their eyes and close their ears.
Here we go. So this is a sled that you wear on your butt.
Or your booty.
Uh-huh.
I have to say, if we were at a snow hill and you said, "Here's one of these," I would be like, "Well, I'll try it."
Oh, absolutely.
I would
Well, this is
try.
like,
This looks like a ton of fun.
Here's what I
It's
don't
like,
understand.
what's that called? Tubing, right?
No, it's more like sitting in a garbage.
It is.
It's
Because
like
there's no-
tubing minus,
It's sort
minus
of
all
like
cushion.
tubing. Yeah, right.
Cushion,
It's sort of like
oh.
tubing.
But this is what I don't understand. Have you ever worn ski pants? They're made of this material. Just
No,
go
this is
down
harder,
on your
isn't it?
rear end. No, it's you fold it. You fold it up. It can't be that hard.
I didn't get
Look,
that. I
I'm
thought it
sorry.
had like
a sled
some
is
sort
not
of,
that hard to carry up the hill.
Right.
Invite a friend for a ride. I mean, like
yeah, no.
no, we're good. Where have you been putting that thing?
Yeah, the whole idea is it's attached to you and you can walk around with it.
The idea is also partly that if you fall, you just sort of keep going.
Yeah,
Right?
I guess.
That's sort of a little bit of what they said. Like, oh, you're down out there, whatever you're doing, you know, skiing or boarding or whatever. But then if you go down, hey, look at that. You know, you don't like sort of die. You
Well-
just keep going.
But
let me explain.
That's not always good. Let's say you have your skis. You drop your skis. You're like, I'll pick them back up.
Well, yeah, gotta go all the way down.
All the way
get
down
back
the
on the
hill.
lift.
Oh, I get those shipped to me.
And let me explain something to you. If you fall while you're skiing or snowboarding, you're still going down that hill whether
Right.
you've got a sled or not.
Yeah.
The only thing that's stopping you is a tree, another skier,
Yeah, but
a pole.
this way you go down style.
That's right. Yeah. You
This
can do
looks
one of
like
these.
it
Look
would
how
be-
much fun those two people are having.
It does say
An
it's
inner tube,
cushioned.
garbage.
It does say that they're cushioned. So I
Not
guess
as
I'll
much as
give
an
them
inner
that.
tube.
No,
No way.
Not a chance.
No.
No.
When I was a kid, I
would
went
love
those
for
little
this.
plastic sleds, and those things hurt.
Here's
Yeah,
the
can
thing
you
about
imagine
this:
going over,
if
like, a
this
ramp
was
on that?
like a like an airbag in a car,
Yeah.
where like if it detected I was falling, it inflated, then I would be all in. You know what I mean? Because I could really have a go at skiing.
But the problem there is that, let's say that's the case. Let's go with that. I like that theory. You're going, it senses you're falling, and it inflates. It's going to launch you into the air because now you're being shot up. You're being propelled into the ski lift.
I don't see
it'll
the
be
problem.
like
being propelled into the ski
it'll
lift.
be
Like
like
what?
an airbag. It
Stop,
inflates
that's so
before I get
stupid.
to the ground.
Right, but now you've got this huge inner tube that
No,
you're
but-
bouncing up into the ski
All right.
lift.
No, it'll be great for you.
How is this?
You're going into
How is
the
this
ice
fun?
I
machine.
don't think it's doing very well.
16 grand.
It's funding.
That's
125
doing a
people
lot better
backing
than I would
it.
expect
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
name of the product.
Someone says on the comments we're not familiar with the ski slopes, but I am familiar with sledding.
Yeah.
As a
I've-
kid.
I've been
I've
skiing
skied.
multiple times.
We would have mocked anyone who had one of these, but we were also mocked people for no reason. But I can't imagine this is better than an inner tube. Inner tubes are the best thing to sled on.
Right.
Well, again,
They're
I mean,
really fun. Tubing is
They are.
extremely
tubing is so much fun, especially when you build your little ramps, you know, and I would not go over a ramp in this.
Right.
Maybe
That
the
would-
problem that they have over tubing is the inner tube. It is, as a kid, you're like, oh, lugging it up the hill.
Sure.
And this you can
Then they
just
should
stick
have
on
a
your
way
butt.
to. They
Yeah.
should be modifying an inner, the tube.
Yeah.
Like have a way to like sort of, let the air out and have a little built-in pump when you get back up there, pump it up.
And also, I would
We
share
have
an
all
inner
seen
tube 10
snow.
times
I
over
love how
sharing
people
this.
are calling me on my logic as if I was being serious about being launched into
Come on,
it.
folks. I'm also, we're clearly just riffing.
It's a bit.
It's a joke.
Mike, you would not actually launch to the ski lift. You would
Well,
only go-
actually, the triangulation.
The
you're
angle of the propulsion.
All right, let's go to games.
boy.
Pick of the week. All right, who wants to go first? We'll do Z. He's the most obvious.
No, okay.
I actually was
so?
like split between three things,
Yes.
but I guess I'll go for my obvious pick of the week and do 51st State Master, or no, the old one was 51st State Master
Master
set. This is
yeah.
Ultimate set. Again, like I said, I think this game's fantastic. Getting it all in one place, including promos that are hard to get, very cool. There's one new faction in here which is unavailable elsewhere, and a new expansion, which is brand new. So yeah, absolutely. If you're into it or maybe played one and hadn't picked it up yet, then jump all in. If you're not sure, I don't know what to tell you. Go all in too. It's your money. It doesn't affect me whatsoever.
All right, Camilla.
All right, so this one is one, before we started looking at all the projects, that the 51st State was going to be my pick of the week. Just going in, I was like, this is going to be it, right? You introduced me to this game. I really liked it. I am backing it. But then I saw Earth. And Earth looks amazing. I love the look of it. I think I'm gonna like the gameplay based off everything I can see. I
You had this
got
one spread out,
completely
I think, yeah.
sucked into this game, and I'm really, really excited about it.
This is
It looks
actually
great.
This is also my pick of the week. It was almost Ice Cool Part 2, which I can't remember the name
Yeah,
of it.
that's another
Iron
one I'm
Beast.
on the fence about.
That one was a very, very
Iron
close
Sled.
second, but this looks really
Looks
good.
really
It looks
good.
fantastic.
This looks like the
Really
next
good.
Wingspan almost in a sense, I feel.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
because it is lighter.
also, I like that 45 to 90 minutes. That makes me real happy.
me
And I also
too.
like tableau building.
Me too. Yeah, that was definitely a consideration for me. I think this looks fantastic. I'm already backing another. I've already forgotten. We've covered so many things, but
I'm curious what yours is, because I don't think it's
Oh, I know what it is.
it's not the expansion stuff.
It won't be unsettled.
see, it was going to be Unsettled because
Really?
because that was my number 2 game of last year. But what's the? Gosh, there's already
Trekking
something.
the World. I
Trekking
figured.
the World. I'm
World, that's it,
backing,
yeah.
but yeah,
Well, what's your pick of the week?
I was going to go with Unsettled.
Unsettled.
You can do what you want.
Yeah,
I'm
Unsettled.
the boss of you. Wait,
Yeah. So
let me rephrase that.
You are the boss of me, but yes, yeah. Unsettled has got to be. I mean, although
Where
I
is
am
Unsettled?
I also am backing.
Hang on, we'll find it somewhere.
Trekking the World or Trekking the Through
Near the
History.
end,
Through
You
history.
added it much
And
later.
I'm very
Tom.
much considering.
Time's up, in the outro.
There it
This
is,
is
right
it.
there. Yeah. And I'm very much considering Earth as well, but this is one I'm also backing, and I'm very, very excited for it.
Doing
It's,
really well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
'cause it
this
launched
company kind of
yesterday.
deserves it. They do such a great job on their
They do.
the vindication.
And
Yeah.
this is where
Yes.
you get it. It's
Right.
not going to go to retail. I mean, this is, they
You
know
want it.
that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The other thing is that the writing in this was so good.
Oh, it
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, Trekking the World would have been my other obvious pick.
Me
I
too.
am backing it.
Me too.
But I really like the one that charmed me the most unexpectedly, because I already was backing Trekking the World, and I know 51st State. Weirdly, was that Seas of Havoc one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like my outside shot, actually, you know, so
I think
a lot
mine
of good
was
stuff.
the Wreckland one, the Wreckland
Run.
Raider
Run.
Run. Yeah, that one. I think that was probably my unexpected one, but Earth just grabbed me.
Well, I'm glad you two are back in Earth. I can play it for sure.
You can try.
Oh, I'm playing it.
Take Tom's.
Have fun. Alrighty. That's a very, very, very poor comeback there.
Have fun.
The burn! Somebody get me some lotion.
In your face. All right, folks, thanks for watching. This has been a longer one, and that's because we will not be doing this next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks. But we are back tomorrow morning with Board Game Breakfast at 9 a.m.
I got it.
That was me telling them?
9.
Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Mike Delisio.
Have fun butt sledding.